The no-communication theorem. Look, quantum mechanics has this strange property called entanglement. You take two particles, you link them up somehow, and then you separate them. One goes to Mars, one stays on Earth. Now here's the funny thing. If you measure one, you instantly know something about the other, no matter how far apart they are. Sounds like a telephone, doesn't it? A cosmic telephone that ignores distance completely. But here's the catch, and it's a catch that took physicists years of arguing to nail down properly. You cannot use this to send a message. Not a word, not a letter, not a single bit of information. Why? Because when you measure your particle, what you get is completely random. You don't get to choose the outcome. And your partner on Mars, when they measure their particle, they also get a random result, just one that happens to correlate with yours. But randomness carries no message. Imagine two people each flipping a coin, and somehow their coins always land opposite to each other. That's spooky, sure. But if I can't control whether my coin lands heads or tails, I can't spell out send help in coin flips, can I? The correlation is real, the communication is not. That's the whole theorem in one sentence, and it's ironclad. Entanglement is not a telephone line. People hear about entanglement, and their brains jump straight to science fiction. Instant messaging across the universe, faster than light radios, secret alien internets. But you have to slow down and ask, what is actually being transmitted here? Nothing. Nothing is being transmitted. What's happening is that the two particles share a common origin, a common history, like two identical letters sealed in envelopes and shipped to opposite ends of the earth. When you open your envelope and find heads, you instantly know the other envelope says tails. But did any information travel from one envelope to the other at the moment you opened yours? Of course not. The information was baked in from the very beginning, back when the letters were written and sealed together. That's the trap everybody falls into. The correlation was established at the source, not communicated in the moment. Even wilder, quantum correlations are stronger and stranger than the letter analogy can fully capture. They violate certain classical assumptions in ways letters never could, but that strangeness still refuses to let you smuggle a message through. The particles are correlated, not conversing. And no matter how advanced a civilization gets, no matter how many probes, drones, or dishes they build, they cannot squeeze a message out of pure correlation. Nature simply didn't build the universe that way, and no engineering trick changes the rules underneath. Randomness isn't ignorance, it's fundamental. Now, some folks, smart folks, spent decades trying to wriggle out of this. They said, maybe the particles aren't really random. Maybe there's some hidden information already sitting inside them, some hidden variable we just can't see yet. And if we ever found it, we could control the outcome and send a real message. It's a reasonable thing to hope for. But nature, in her usual style, tested this hope and crushed it experimentally. Through a series of ingenious inequalities and experiments, physicists showed that no hidden variable theory of the ordinary kind can reproduce what we actually observe. The randomness isn't a gap in our knowledge waiting to be filled with a future textbook. It's built into the fabric of things. This matters enormously for our alien question, because if the randomness was secretly controllable, then yes, maybe someday, somehow, you could rig the outcome and send a signal. But you can't rig what has no hidden lever to pull. There is no dial hiding underneath, no secret code we haven't cracked yet. The universe rolls the dice for real, and even a species that mastered every branch of engineering couldn't reach behind the curtain and load those dice because there is no curtain, and there are no dice to load, only outcomes that emerge with no cause we could ever manipulate. That's not a limitation of technology, that's a limitation of reality itself. The speed limit applies to everyone, everywhere. People love to imagine that sufficiently advanced beings simply outgrow the rules that bind us. Give them enough time, enough technology, and surely they'd find some back door around the speed of light. But this theorem says something almost arrogant in its confidence. No matter how advanced you are, you cannot beat this particular rule using entanglement, because the rule isn't about technology at all. It's about the logical structure of measurement and randomness. An alien civilization with computers the size of moons, with control over stars, with lifespans of 10 million years, still measures a random outcome when they measure an entangled particle. Their randomness is exactly as uncontrollable as ours. Being smarter doesn't help you control a coin flip that has no hidden mechanism to control. This is what makes the theorem so satisfying to a certain kind of mind. It doesn't depend on our primitive equipment or our limited understanding. It depends on logic. You can prove using just the mathematics of quantum states and probability that faster than light signaling through entanglement is impossible for any observer anywhere, built out of any material, from any epoch of the universe. It's not a fence we haven't figured out how to climb yet. It's a fence built into the shape of the sky itself, and everyone standing under that sky, human or otherwise, is fenced in the same way. Local reality breaks, but messaging still doesn't. Here's where it gets deliciously confusing, and where a lot of popular explanations get sloppy. Experiments have shown that the universe does not behave like a collection of separate, locally real objects, each minding their own business with preset properties. Something genuinely non-local seems to be going on between entangled particles, a connection that doesn't respect distance the way a baseball or a beam of light does. This is a real, tested, undeniable feature of nature, and it should make you a little uncomfortable, because it did make physicists uncomfortable for a very long time. But, and this is the part people skip, proving that reality is non-local in this technical sense is not the same as proving you can send messages non-locally. The mathematics is precise about this distinction, almost annoyingly precise. You can have all the spooky connectedness you want under the hood, while the actual observable statistics, the numbers you'd write down in your notebook, remain completely consistent with ordinary causality and the speed limit of light. It's like discovering that two clocks on opposite sides of the world are mysteriously synchronized in a way classical clocks never should be, deeply strange, while still being unable to use that synchronization to phone one clock from the other. Strangeness and usefulness are two very different things, and nature gave us plenty of the first without a drop of the second. Why this kills the sci-fi alien radio fantasies. So what does all this mean for the little green men? It means every movie where aliens whisper across galaxies using quantum entanglement instantly, ignoring the years it would take light to cross that distance. Every one of those scenes is built on a misunderstanding of the physics. If a civilization wanted to send us a message, they'd still need to obey the same old-fashioned rule the rest of us obey. Information travels no faster than light, full stop. No quantum trick, no hidden variable, no advanced engineering escapes it. This actually matters for real science, not just movie plots. It shapes how we search for alien signals at all, because it tells us any real message from another civilization has to come the slow way, riding on light or radio waves, crawling across the stars at the one speed the universe allows. It means if we ever do hear from someone out there, the message left its origin long before it reached our antennas. There's no shortcut, no back channel, no cosmic whisper network bypassing the years and the light years. And honestly, there's something comforting in that. The universe doesn't play favorites. It didn't give some hypothetical superspecies a cheat code it forgot to hand to us. The rule is the same rule for everyone, everywhere, forever. And that kind of fairness, written into the mathematics itself, is worth appreciating. What if there was a way to talk to aliens instantly, faster than light itself, using nothing but two twin particles, born together, then flung to opposite corners of the galaxy, still somehow talking to each other the moment you look at one? What if I told you that no matter how advanced that alien civilization is, 1,000 years ahead of us, 1,000,000 years ahead of us, they still couldn't use this trick to send you a single word? That's what we're going to get into. And I promise you, once you understand why, you'll never watch another sci-fi movie with a quantum communicator the same way again. You see, entanglement really is strange. Two particles once linked seem to respond to each other no matter the distance between them. Measure one here, and you instantly know something about its twin, even if that twin is on the other side of the universe. It sounds exactly like the instant messaging system every science fiction writer has ever dreamed of. But here's the trap almost everybody falls into. What you get when you measure your particle is completely random. You don't control it. You can't spell out a word using randomness you don't control, any more than you could send Morse code using a coin you can't stop from landing, however it lands. And it gets better, or worse, depending on how you like your universe. Physicists spent years hoping there was some hidden mechanism underneath all that randomness, some secret lever that, if discovered, could finally be pulled to send real signals. Experiment after experiment shut that door. The randomness isn't a gap in our knowledge. It's baked into reality at the deepest level anyone has ever measured. So here's the beautiful part. This isn't a technological limit. It's not that we haven't built the right antenna yet. It's a logical limit, proven with mathematics, that applies to any observer, built from any material, at any point in the history of the universe. An alien with a Dyson sphere and 1 billion years of physics research still measures a random outcome. Being smarter doesn't give you a lever to pull when there simply is no lever. And yes, the universe really does seem to be non-local in some deep, uncomfortable sense. Entangled particles really are connected in a way that ordinary objects aren't. That part is real, tested, confirmed. But being connected and being able to send a message through that connection are two completely different things, and nature, very deliberately, gave us one without the other. So the next time a movie shows aliens whispering across the galaxy instantly through some quantum trick, remember, that message would still have to crawl across space at the speed of light. Just like every radio wave, every beam of starlight, every signal we've ever sent or received. No shortcuts, no cheat codes handed to some advanced species and withheld from us.